So I think a good place to start would be with the title of the exhibition. Why did you decide to focus on this subject for this series of works?
So in the last couple of years, my works have been relating a lot to our digital identity, like who we are online versus who we are offline. This time, instead of focusing on the identity of an individual, I was trying to think of what was, causing that. And that is the phone and our obsessive use with our phones.
Already with this title, we get an example of how you like to bring elements of pop culture into your work. Throughout the exhibition, there are numerous recognisable faces. For example, there's Bella Hadid, Blair and Serena from Gossip Girl. What's the significance of introducing these characters into the mix?
Yeah, it's a few things. First of all, I am just a sucker for pop culture. I find it super entertaining and interesting. And at the end, it does reflect certain elements of us and our society. I remember when Gossip Girl came out, people were all like, wow, the elite rich New York girls, they all have these crazy Gossip Girl stories with their flip phones and Blackberries. And now I'm like, Today everyone has an iPhone or any sort of smartphone, and anyone can also post some sort of gossip story online, on their Insta story. Today it's actually accessible to anyone, but back then it was very exclusive.
Yeah.
So Gossip Girl has in fact kind of predicted something, and I found that really funny, and therefore I wanted to put them in there and be like, oh, you guys, you pioneers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of delicious looking buns and cakes that feature in the show. Apart from making the viewer really hungry, is there a reason behind the sweet treat theme?
Yeah, there is a lot of food porn that we see, #food porn, that we see online. I receive so many Insta stories regarding foods and recipes, and also there's a lot of phones eat first moments where, wait, take a photo of the food first, then maybe let's see if it tastes good. And there are paintings like Tons of Buns, where not only are the buns there, but you see also on the cell phone, there's a peach, which is a completely different symbol of what food can represent online. So we got the food that's seductive, looking all nice and lush, and then you have the peach or maybe the eggplant and all these emojis that appear on cell phones that I used in the paintings and that have sexual symbols.
With some of the characters, it almost seems that the realisation that they've just wasted a couple of hours of their life doom scrolling has hit. They seem to be really contemplating their life choices. And then also with the phones, they also seem to be giving up from overuse. Do you want to tell me a bit about this kind of melting phone motif?
I look at so much art history, and I feel also, since I studied classical painting and a lot of the old masters, it has a huge influence on my work. And anyone that knows Salvador Dali knows his melting clocks, the persistence of memory. So I was looking at this painting of his and thinking the contemporary version of that would be melting phones. Some people still wear watches, but most of us are looking at our phones. And how many times does it happen also? I look at my phone to see what time it is, and I'm like, oh wait, there's a message, and I don't even remember what time it is. There's an overdose there, which I'm also fully aware that I'm part of. How much I use my phone is really, really remarkable and maybe unnecessary. And I think it's wearing us out, and time itself is kind of melting away.
What really comes across in these works is how distracting and addictive our phones can be. Is it your intention to question this fact?
Yeah. In the work Game of Phones that, the show is named after, I was thinking about this work where all these characters are together in a room and they're really not communicating with each other. And I think that also the painting Game of Phones, it has a sad beauty to it, I wanted it to have these cold colors, this turquoise and purple going on there. It has a real coolness to it, kind of a cold screen. It's meant to be also bittersweet, this touches upon all of us. Most of us that have phones, we're in the Game of Phones, It's not Cersei and Daenerys, it's me and you and everyone. And let's get out our dragons and burn them down. No, just kidding. Let's think about this, We're in the Game of Phones for sure.